welcome back to Ride with Gary. If you saw my video yesterday, I had a test ride on the Hornet 750 and I said today I'd be on the MT-07, and that's what this is. So I've only been on it about 5 minutes literally, and I've already stalled it once. So yeah, the throttle's not quite as nice as the Hornet, and it's not as smooth a ride either, but it is a bit more comfortable. The pegs are in a nicer position. I mean, I didn't find it uncomfortable on the Hornet yesterday, but when I got home, my inner thigh was stiffening a bit, and so was my ankle with those peg positioning. So yeah, I would have liked those pegs to be a bit further forward, but yeah, the positioning on this, the ergonomics is pretty nice. The pegs are not too dissimilar to the GB that I currently have. They're a bit further forward than the Hornet. The handlebars feel a little bit higher, maybe a touch wider than the Hornet. So yeah, ergonomics speaking, this is a nicer fit. But yeah, like I said, it's just not quite as smooth as the Hornet is. But you know, that's probably due to my inexperience more than anything. I'm sure I'd get used to it if I chose this one. It's got plenty of power. It's not quite as powerful as the Hornet was, but it's got more than enough for what I'm after. Getting quite a lot of wind blast on this though. And I didn't really notice any wind blast at all on the Hornet yesterday. And already I can feel this seat. It's not very comfortable, where the Hornet has a nice cushy seat on it. So it's got its pros, but it's got its cons as well. I can feel quite a bit of vibration coming through this as well. It makes you wonder how this is more expensive than the Hornet. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad bike, but so far it's not doing anything to convince me it's a better bike, apart from the ergonomics on it are quite nice. I think the lean forward on this is pretty much the same as the Hornet was. Again, I'm feeling the palms of my hands aching a bit already. and I've only been on it 15 minutes maybe max. That front brake is very strong. Now these indicators are supposed to be self-cancelling, so let's see if it goes off. Yeah, it has done. I know I mentioned yesterday that I was struggling to get my foot on top of the gear shifter to gear down with the Hornet. I'm not having that issue with this one. I can get my foot under and over, no problem at all with this one. But there is an awful lot of wind blast. Maybe it's this windshield they've put on the front of it. But yeah, that's terrible, that. I'm only doing 50 mile an hour and I feel like the wind's trying to push me off. It's not going to be much of a windy route this, because I don't know this area at all. So I'm basically just going to follow the A road back towards Preston, and then I'll turn around at a roundabout and come back. So yeah, I don't want to go and get lost because I don't know this area. Yeah, so basically this has got the ergonomics over the Hornet, but the Hornet wins pretty much everything else. Well, that's how I feel so far. So I suppose it's a question of what do I prioritise? Performance or comfort? This doesn't handle quite as nice either. I mean, it's not a bad bike, but you know, I'm comparing it to the Hornet because I'm trying to choose between the two of them what bike to buy, and I was on the Hornet yesterday, and yeah, I've got to say I enjoyed the ride on that more than I'm enjoying the ride on this. If the Hornet had the ergonomics this has, it'd be perfect. This has got much nicer ergonomics. The peg positioning is quite nice. Feels almost pretty much the same as my GB, to be honest. Yeah, it's nowhere near as smooth. It's a bit what do you want to call it, snatchy on the throttle, which I found when I did my test on the old 72 plate of this, but the reviews I watched said that they'd iron that out with this model, and I don't think they have done, because this doesn't feel any better in that respect to me. It goes up and down through the gears alright. That Hornet I was on yesterday had a quick shifter on it, and it's the first time I've used one of them, and I didn't like it at all. I wasn't keen on that. I think I used it for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour or so, and I went back to using the clutch. It's got plenty of power, plenty of speed. To be fair to it, the power doesn't seem that much less than the Hornet. It's just not quite as smooth as the Hornet was. And my hands are aching quite a lot on this. I mean, he ached a bit on the Hornet yesterday, but maybe this has a touch more of a lean forward or something. The rear brake doesn't seem to do much at all, and the front brake is very strong, which gives you quite a lot of nosedive. I can't go into specs on this because I don't know them. I've not researched it, to be honest with you. I think it's something like 689 horsepower or something like that. cc, sorry, not horsepower. I think it's about 70 horsepower. The seat heights are a little bit higher than the Hornet. The Hornet was 795, I think this is 805. Which probably helps with the leg comfort, being a little bit taller. It's got plenty of power. I don't know, it's going to be a toss-up really. Do I want the comfort of this or the smoothness of the Hornet? Because this is far more comfortable seating position. My legs are much more comfortable on this, although my palms are hurting a lot, but I could probably put some grip puppies on it or some handlebar risers or something. Feels quite stable in the wind, but yeah, the wind blast is horrendous. I'm wondering if it's that little windshield they've put on the front, because it looks like it's directed right at me. The Hornet was nothing like this. I didn't even notice any wind blast. I don't remember it being like that when I did my training and my test on it, so I'm thinking it's probably just that windshield they've put on it that's doing that. need to find a roundabout somewhere so I can spin round and head back. I told him I'd only be an hour, and I must have been a good half hour now. Yeah, it's going to be an hard decision because although this isn't as smooth as the Hornet, it's not that bad either. It's you know, it's good enough. I'm sure it'd get better the longer I spent on it, you know. Get my clutch work a bit better. It's definitely more comfortable. I wish they hadn't put that windshield on it though. I'd like to see how it is without that there. Yeah, my GB's going next week, or hopefully it's going next week. So once that's gone, I need to get a new one ordered. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult choice because this is by far the more comfortable bike. But like I say, the Hornet has the edge pretty much everywhere else. So yeah, I'm going to have a think over the weekend what's more important. Yeah, I'm not keen on this seat. It's very hard. Although I do believe you can get a comfort seat for them, so it's not really too much of an issue. I need a roundabout to turn round. Must be one down here somewhere. Yeah, I think maybe if I got one of these, I'd have to put some handlebar risers on it because my palms are quite sore with this lean forward onto it. I don't think grip puppies alone would sort that out. My legs are far more comfortable on this. Could have sworn there were loads of roundabouts down here when I came out, because this is the way I came. I'm getting further and further away. There must be one somewhere. Yeah, is this a training school? They're all in yellow. Yeah, they got L plates on. Oh, here we go. Here's a roundabout. Don't want to get on the bloody motorway, that's for sure. I'll never get back there. Can't say as I'm too keen on this great big indicator button they've got on here. The normal slider kind is much nicer. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult choice because, like I say, my legs are a lot more comfortable on this, but the Hornet is a much smoother bike and it handles better than this. Power wise, I don't think there's too much in it. The Hornet has a bit more, but it doesn't feel all that different, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, this seat is rock hard. My ass feels like I'm sat on a brick wall. Yeah, that back brake just, it doesn't seem to do anything at all. I think the throttle and the clutch are definitely nicer on the Hornet. What's going on? Why are we barely moving? Yeah, my legs are alright, but my arse and my hands are really sore. Oh yeah, it's I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I have to think about the leg comfort because I've got arthritis in my hips and my knees and my ankles actually. And like I said before, after I got home from riding the Hornet, I felt fine whilst I was on it, but when I got home my inner thigh felt a bit tight, and so did my ankle. But maybe that's just because it's a different riding position to what I'm used to. Maybe my muscles in my legs would get used to that after a while. I don't know why we keep slowing down. I can't see anything ahead there that's holding us up. Once off this bike. Oh, that's getting really sore now. I was quite surprised that the Hornet had a comfortable seat yesterday, because I've had what, 3 Hondas now, and they've all had horrible seats on. But yeah, that one was quite comfortable yesterday. I was quite surprised. But yeah, this, if you're buying one of these, you definitely want to get the comfort seat. Yeah, that back brake feels pretty much useless. It's not doing nothing at all. There's no concerns with power on this, it's got more than enough. yeah, I think some handlebar risers and definitely a comfort seat for this. I could probably live with it if I had a comfortable seat. Like I say, some handlebar risers and grip puppies. Now I've figured this clutch out a bit. It's not quite as jerky as I thought it was. It's a bit better than I thought it was. But yeah, my hands are really sore. Definitely I'd have to put some risers on, I think, and some grip puppies, and that seat definitely needs changing. That's terrible. It's like sitting on a brick wall. I thought my GB was bad when I got that, but this is even worse. Yeah, I'm liking the peg positioning on this. My legs are nice and comfortable, which, you know, it's a lot more comfortable than the Hornet was. Those pegs are just a little, you know, give it an inch or two further forward and it'd probably be fine, but they've just gone back a bit too far for my liking. I know it's probably fine for most people, but like I said, I've got arthritis in my hips and my knees and whatnot, so the leg positioning, the peg positioning and whatnot, it's quite important when I'm choosing a bike. But yeah, I could live with this. Just have to make a few modifications, which, to be fair, you do on pretty much every bike you buy anyway. No bike comes perfect for you. But yeah, definitely first thing I'd do is change that seat. That's terrible. Really not comfortable at all. I think I'll have a brew when I get back there and let my arse have a rest for half an hour before I jump back on GB. Right, we're nearly back now anyway, and I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you about this. The mirrors are probably a bit better than they were on the Hornet actually. I can't see that much of my arms in them, they're working quite nice. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I need to go over, so we'll end this video here. If you're on Facebook, I'll put a link to my page in the description, so you can follow the page if you want. And if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do and give the video a like. And I will see you on the next video.